Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. I'm Steve Hoare. For those watching, you'll see that I'm in the emergency Redmen studio. For those listening, you might not be able to tell the difference. Here with some breaking news, some reaction to some breaking news. Anyway, there are multiple outlets in Germany reporting that Liverpool are interested in signing Bayer Leverkusen and German midfielder / attacking superstar Florian Wirtz. Loads reporting actually there was a meeting between him, his representative on Liverpool yesterday in Blackpool, and Liverpool do have history of sending players to Blackpool to meet them. A certain Virgil van Dijk will be able to attest to that, of course. So yeah, I'll read through some of the reporting from various German outlets. SZ reporting that Wirtz would he said that the Wirtz family met with representatives of Liverpool, not Manchester City exclusively, because those reports he also went from meeting with Liverpool to City, and that was kind of out there already. But apparently Liverpool were also there and one of the teams that was spoken about. Saying that it was Christian Falk who said that Wirtz flew into Blackpool to meet with officials from the Reds, and then travelled to Manchester. Again, his future feels like it could be up in the air now. For numerous reasons, really. That Leverkusen. That project, I don't know if project's the right word, but obviously with Xabi Alonso leaving, he's going to Real Madrid. And maybe that's a factor in where he goes. He might want to follow Xabi to Madrid. We'll find out. Again, Frimpong, there's been loads of noise about Liverpool activating his release clause, and he's maybe potentially on the move as well. Leverkusen had an unbelievable season last year. Obviously winning that German title, the Bundesliga, absolutely fabulous for them. It feels like a couple of players obviously might be on the move. The manager already has decided he's making that move. And Wirtz is one of the most hottest prospects in European and world football, and Liverpool are seemingly well in the mix about it. So yeah, all the outlets are suggesting that he definitely flew in, he definitely met with Liverpool. Whether that leaves anything, I don't know. There's also reporting, and this is from Bild, saying the player didn't depart from the closest airport in the region, which would be Liverpool, because they wanted to keep the meeting low profile. But reporters got wind of it and anyway, which again, so a little bit of cloak and dagger perhaps in this one that's come from Bill. It's just, fascinating really. Obviously, for those who don't know, I'm sure you do, most of you do, Florian Wirtz, then 22 years old, only just turned 22 as well, a couple of days ago, well, maybe less than a couple of weeks ago. He's already been capped, of course, 29 times by the German national side at such a young age. Like I say, instrumental part of the Bayer Leverkusen of last season. Obviously, they won the Bundesliga, they won the German Cup as well. Got to the final of the Europa League, didn't quite get it done there. Also won, of course, the German Super Cup, one of the greatest seasons in the history of Bayer Leverkusen. This year, it hasn't gone as well, of course, for Bayer, and like I said, the normal service was resumed at the top of the Bundesliga with Bayern Munich winning that trophy in the end. But yeah, it feels like this story has got loads of legs in Germany at least, and that it's starting to make its way over here into the English press. I'd love to know your thoughts. Again, you guys watching on YouTube, your thoughts on Wirtz. Do you think they're in for him? Again, sometimes when news stories come out from the Liverpool beat, it's often people are thinking like, maybe things are happening. I don't know. When it all comes from Germany, again, does that make you feel better about it, worse about it? It's not like, you feel like it's probably true. I always get the sense, and again, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, I'm sure you will. Things in Germany tend to release a little bit easier. It feels like there's a better link between perhaps club agents and the media. That tends to be how it works there. You get wind of things a little bit earlier. I cast my mind back to Sadio Mane leaving to join Bayern Munich. A lot of that story came from the German side. Before it, of course, moved over to the Liverpool side. And that tends to be the case more often with this type of stuff as well. I'd argue the same with Ryan Gravenberch, really, when he left to join Liverpool. A lot of the reporting first started in Germany and then eventually made its way over here, because, again, Liverpool like to keep their cards close to their chest. Isn't always the case, of course, in German media. But, my goodness, I mean, in terms of a player, what a player. In terms of a transfer fee, Liverpool would have to break their transfer record. I'm almost certain of that. Leverkusen are not going to want to let him leave on a free. Now, apparently, Christian Falk again says Liverpool are now definitely in the mix for Florian Wirtz. The English champions and their coach Arne Slot are said to be extremely interested in signing Wirtz. and then he goes on to say about this meeting in Blackpool, which is hilarious. He said he also didn't go to Manchester City's headquarters. Like I say, he went there with Liverpool. Unbelievable, really. He went on to say Liverpool are trying to threaten, are threatening to hijack his move. One club I didn't mention there who were interested in him are, of course, Bayern Munich. German champions, they often do this, don't they? Buy the best German players from their rivals, strengthening them and weakening their rivals in the same move. But yeah, it says that Liverpool, according to, again, going back to Christian Falk, that Liverpool are looking to hijack that move. Unbelievable if they can get it done. I don't know where the players' heads are. He has got the choice of some of the biggest clubs in Europe, like I say. Madrid have been mentioned, Bayern Munich, Liverpool, Manchester City, they're all in there. The fact that Liverpool are well in the mix is unbelievable. I don't know how it's come about, if it's agent-driven, is it, chats happening. Maybe Liverpool and Richard Hughes were just speaking to Leverkusen about Jeremy Frimpong. By the way, is Florian available? He is? Can we get him on a flight to Blackpool? We can. Oh, brilliant. Do that. We'll do that. Maybe that's how it played out. I don't know. But whatever way, it could be an unbelievable moment if Liverpool can get this done. Like I say, it's far from complete, of course it is. These are very much noises coming out of Germany. The same noises about Frimpong actually started coming out a couple of days ago. That one hasn't been confirmed yet. The latest on that one is, of course, is that Liverpool like the player. They know there's a release clause. It feels like the wheels are in motion there without anything being concrete. Now Liverpool could be able to do a double swoop perhaps on Leverkusen and get Florian Wirtz as well. If they do, I'm just thinking in terms of like the type of player he is. You talk about like attacking threat from midfield. I'm just looking here. He's got double-digit goals in the Bundesliga, of course, in the last 2 seasons now. Overall, he scored, 18 goals in all comps for Leverkusen last year. He's on 16 this year again, in a couple of fewer games as well, all told. He played 49 games last year. He's played just 43 this time. Very similar in terms of his goal returns. The assists, of course, again, we know, off the charts, with such a good player. In terms of individual honours, like I say, he's been capped numerous times for Germany. He was put in the Europa League. He was Europa League Young Player of the Season for 22-23 and 23-24. He was in the Bundesliga Team of the Year. He's very much an ascending young player, but he isn't just a young player. He's already a quality player with room to grow. The age profile definitely suits Liverpool. The position on the field, maybe. Yeah, listen, I thought attacking midfield was something Liverpool might have been relatively comfortable with. But for example, if you look at the role of Harvey Elliott in the team or in the squad, he hasn't really kicked the ball, unfortunately, for Harvey. If the plan is maybe we bring Wirtz in and Elliott goes, like I say, that I would be sad to see Harvey Elliott go. But the manager maybe at this point doesn't fancy him or whatever, I'm not sure. If Wirtz is the replacement, I mean, yeah, absolutely wonderful player. You'd say that's an upgrade. With all due respect to Harvey Elliott, who I think is a wonderful player, you would say Wirtz is an upgrade there. Not say you can't keep both. I absolutely can, but unbelievable news, like I say. It kind of caught me off guard a little bit. We've been busy. I'll keep behind the curtain. We've got our live event at the Red Weekender coming up next weekend. Today we set aside most of today for getting the final, the T's crossed and the I's dots on all of that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, this news started breaking late on in the afternoon and I was like, wow, we're going to have to do something here. At first, I was like, oh, it's one dodgy, erroneous report kind of talking about this, but then actually it's pretty much all of the big hitting German outlets. Like I said, SZ, Bild, Kicker, Sport Bild, they're all going after it. And I thought, well, we're going to have to talk about it, aren't we? I'm sure you guys want to discuss it. So yeah, unbelievable news. Like I say, whether it gets done, I don't know. We'll continue to monitor, we'll continue to dig around it. But what I would say is, if he's available, and if he even considering making the move to Liverpool, go and get him. I'm glad, again, if we assume this meeting took place, which everyone in the German side is, not from Liverpool, yes, of course, but there are different outlets in Germany reporting it, which again suggests there's probably an ounce of truth in it. The fact that Liverpool are in the conversation for such players who are moving this summer should, fill us all with confidence. There's been this talk of this big summer, and I'll be honest, I always take that kind of stuff with a pinch of salt. Transfer windows are what they are. You might have all the intentions in the world of spending big money and the right players don't become available, but if Wirtz is one of the top moves along with Frimpong, there's then, of course, a centre forward to be signed. There's another, maybe a left back to be signed, Milos Kerkez. This could be a somewhat of massive expenditure for Liverpool. Again, I'm not saying it will be, and I know a lot of people will have doubts about that, myself included. We've heard this before, and it hasn't always come to fruition. What I would say is that this massive potential of spending could be aided by a lot of sales. Unfortunately, Liverpool won't be getting any money when they lose Trent Alexander-Arnold, but there's links there are reports linking Kostas Tsimikas with Leeds. Kevin Kelleher's probably going out the door. Darwin Núñez looks almost certain to be leaving the football club as well. I mentioned Harvey Elliott before. Maybe Bukanate with that contract situation. I don't know. Luis Diaz, Diogo Jota. Liverpool have just become champions, but it does feel like there's going to be a lot of flux within the squad. So, if you think of the fees that you could get for a Tsimikas and Kelleher, definitely, they almost certainly looks like they're going. Núñez, I will throw into that mix as well. Elliott, Jota, perhaps again, Chiesa, didn't even mention him, Luis Diaz. Liverpool could recoup a lot of money, so maybe that's part of this as well, that the money becomes available for Florian Wirtz. But listen, I think he's fabulous. I think he's a wonderful player. When I heard he was on the move and that Bayern were interested, I never once thought Liverpool would even be in the conversation. It appears they now are. That, for one, is great news. Hopefully, it becomes more than just that and they can get this deal over the line. Of course, we'll keep abreast of it here at Redmen. Like I say, I've got J&O Insight tomorrow with Paul Gorst. I know for a fact, I hope I'm not speaking out of turn here. I did mention this to Paul before, and he said he's doing some digging now already. So hopefully he can get some more outlets and more news on this story and the Frimpong stuff by the time that comes around as well. So yeah, go to redmenplus.com. Sign up as a monthly captain subscriber. Use the promo code CHAMPIONS. And as anything more develops and breaks on this, we will do our best to get it to you. Dan is on the phone as we speak, trying to speak to some of the German reporters who have been writing and releasing this story. So that'll be there at some point, I'm sure, as well. And finally, I did mention the Red Weekender, by the way, the planning. Go and get your tickets. Go to the redweekender.com. We just planned the show. It's going to be boss. If we can add Liverpool signing Florian Wirtz into the celebrations, why not? We're already in for the biggest weekend of our lives. We're live on the Saturday in the Exhibition Centre, Liverpool, rather. Sunday, trophy lift. Monday, parade. Maybe Tuesday they sign Florian Wirtz. Who knows? Maybe it's pie in the sky. But yeah, go to Red Weekender. It's going to be a boss show. For now, thanks for bearing with me. Apologies, it wasn't the usual setup. But yeah, this kind of come out the blue. Had to go and speak to you guys about it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Are Liverpool going to sign Florian Wirtz? I'm sure we'll all find out together. See you all soon.